Social media is their reality.
Yeah, if I'm feeling down, then I'll look on those things and they'll just make it worse.
They have designed their algorithms and their networks exactly to cater to human pathology in its most extreme forms.
I originally set out to make a documentary that explored the possible positive benefits of diminished or controlled social media use. What I actually uncovered was something far, far darker.
Universities are allowing free speech to be curtailed in favour of rule of the mob, former equalities chief warns. Now, this is an interesting guy. He's a bloke in America. He's a black guy, Trevor Phillips. And he, for a long time, was head of the Racial Equalities Organisation in Britain. And I wrote to him once because his organisation said anyone that thinks they've got evidence of institutionalised racism, report it to us. So I did. I reported the British royal family. I said it was a racist institution because basically only white Christians, at least officially, could be head of state in Britain. And I got a completely bullshit letter back from their lawyers, ignoring the very points that I was making, because, of course, they would never go there. And Trevor Phillips was given an award by a royal award. I think it was a CBE, MBE, something like that. And I also questioned in my letter why the head of the Racial Equalities Organisation would be accepting an award or a title from a racist institution. And I got bullshitted back over that. But to be fair, Trevor Phillips has, over the years since he left that job, been very outspoken about the reverse racism and the extreme, well, I was going to say fringes, it's not even that anymore, the extreme end of this old progressive mentality, and good on him. He's seen through a lot of it. Anyway, what he's saying here is universities are allowing free speech to be curtailed on campuses in favour of the rule of the mob. And he says that vice-chancellors of these universities must stop behaving like frightened children and take a stand, because that's what's happening. The people that run these universities, well, the people that really run these universities, they want this to happen because they want to turn out a whole adult generation of the progressive, mindless mentality. But some of them, the people that directly are supposed to run the place, they are terrified of the mob. They're terrified of political correctness, terrified of saying the wrong thing. That's why so many people are banned from universities, because they have the wrong opinions and stuff like that. Anyway, Trevor Phillips, who wrote the National Union of Students' original no platforming policy in the 1970s, said it was now being used in an ugly and authoritarian way. He said that the policy was designed to counter the rise of the right on campuses and ensure that National Front speakers were barred from addressing students. At that time, the National Front was making inroads on campuses, he told the Sunday Telegraph. The point was very simple: to prevent people who belonged to a violent racist group from organising on campus in the same way as other societies. But people have taken that and stretched it beyond all recognition into something ugly and authoritarian, he says. People use what was originally a protective proposition to damn others with whom they disagree. This week, the government published guidance for universities on free speech, which said that speakers should not be banned from campus just because they offend, shock, or disturb students. It is the first time in 30 years that ministers have intervened to protect free speech at universities, and follows widespread concern about the censorship of unfashionable views. Well, let's hope we're now starting to make a turning of the tide here. Talking of the progressive mentality, article this week on davidlight.com by Kurt Nimmo, headlined Michael Moore and the Children of the Radical Left. And he talks about the darling of the left, the multi-millionaire progressive who cares so much about people. Michael Moore says, you can't be moderate. If you want to change, you'll have to become a radical Marxist. Lenin and the Bolsheviks rejected compromise and moderation too. They killed or sent dissidents to the Gulag and mental hospitals. This is what Mike has in mind, question mark. Nimmo says, if you are moderate, stop being moderate. Take a position. There's no middle ground anymore. There's no halfway there. You're either for it or you're against it. This is the words of Michael Moore, who is parroting the basic sentences of Boy George Bush, who said after 9/11, you were either with us or you're with the terrorists. This is the black and white mentality which this fraud, Michael Moore, is promoting. And he says he wants Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, not AOL, to run for president. Never mind, she can't, according to the Constitution, because she's too young. But she's a leader. She's the leader, Moore said. Everyone knows it. Well, some of us don't, actually, Michael, to be fair. Everyone feels it. Ditto. She's the leader of this mass movement. No, she's not. She is a child, parroting slogans and mantras without any substance whatsoever. And she is the poster girl of this progressive hijack of the Democratic Party to turn it into something akin to communist Russia and Marxism, in the sense that its will and how it says things are must be imposed upon everyone, and people must have the right opinions. Extraordinary. And while all this is going on, Age UK says that 50,000 elderly have died waiting for social care in Britain. More than 50,000 people have died waiting for care while ministers dither over long-awaited plans to overhaul the funding of social care, a charity has claimed. Age UK estimated that 54,000 people, or 77 a day, have died while waiting for a care package in the 700 days since the government first said in March 2017 it would publish its social care green paper, which has since been delayed several times. The claim came as a cross-party group of MPs warned that the government is in denial about the perilous state of English local authority finances, a crisis driven by a growing demand for the care of vulnerable adults and children. And why that's going on, they're wearing white dresses at the State of the Union speech in America, saying, look at us, look how pure and nice we are. Honestly, real people that care, genuinely care about people and justice and fairness are being squeezed out of politics while this mob mentality, this me mob mentality, and of course all these things connect, because what we're now seeing with the generation of Ocasio-Cortez is the product of this progressive, politically correct, self-obsessed identity politics, which has been imposed in universities and colleges. We're now seeing the product of it. What is coming to light as politicians are the products of what has been created in the colleges and universities. And what you have now is older politicians in the Democratic Party, for instance, in America, who are saying things today that are completely at odds with what they said before, because what they said before is now politically incorrect, and so they have to toe the line. Well, it's that time of year again. There's an organisation in Britain called the Community Security Trust. And it's a charity. It shouldn't be, but it is. And every year it issues figures for anti-Semitic incidents in Britain. And you are going to be staggered to know that anti-Semitic incidents in the UK are at a record high for the third year in a row. They never seem to go down. And these figures from this Community Security Trust are then repeated, unquestioned, by the media and politicians. Oh, record high anti-Semitic incidents. Well, let's just have a look at what this story says, and then we'll have a look at what the so-called CST is. Jewish community leaders and politicians have condemned a third successive year with a record number of anti-Semitic incidents. Last year, 1,652 incidents, a 16% rise on 2017, were logged by the Community Security Trust, which has monitored anti-Semitism for 35 years. And, this is the key, provides security to the UK Jewish community. And it doesn't do it for free. So you have a situation here where every year this Community Security Trust that makes its income from Jewish people taking its security, issuing figures on anti-Semitic incidents which seem to rise every year according to record amounts every year according to this CST, which does what? It frightens many Jewish people into thinking they need some more security. And every year it comes out, and every year no media organization or politician says, hold on a minute, do you think there might be a conflict of interest here? That an organization that makes its money from security for the Jewish community is issuing figures every year about how threats to the Jewish community are increasing? But no, you must not question, or it's anti-Semitic. Extraordinary. And what we have is a protection racket. A protection racket, or what I call the anti-Semitism industry, which is not there to protect Jewish people from discrimination. It's there to protect Israel and the ultra-Zionist extremists from exposure and criticism. And people don't like me saying that. Well, a lot of people do. But I mean, of course, the ultra-Zionist Israel lobby doesn't. And really, well, tough. Tough.